100 years ago, the British Empire was the force to be reckoned with. With control over large spaces on most continents, resources flowing in globally, and a navy that could not be matched, the Brits were, in every sense of the word, a superpower. But with the fall of colonialism after World War II, they shrank into a husk of the powerhouse they once were. Since then, their influence, culture, and military prowess has decreased. I feel this is best represented within the UK's modern-day infantry loadout. You see, during the Cold War, the Brits still held quite a strong military presence, despite their loss of colonial power. The average infantryman was armed with the SLR, a semi-auto FAL variant capable of tearing a limb off of a grown man. The FAL is iconic due to its widespread use and proven design. Adding to their impressive armory was the MP5, made iconic by the SAS, the British Special Air Services, Special Forces, during the Iranian embassy raid of 1979. The MP5 ended up becoming one of the most iconic guns of all time because of the battles and situations in which the British employed it. All of this changed when the British decided to adopt the 5.56 round. Right then, bruv. It's time to adopt the 5.56 and modernize our military, yeah? I don't really see an issue with the SLR, but sure, whatever. Let's adopt the M16. No, sir, we got something else in mind. Oh, are we going with something a little more reliable, like the FNC, maybe? No, we were thinking of the AI-18. On a bit of a budget, are we? Fine, we'll take Stoner's third world alternative to be made cheaper and easier to manufacture than the M16. Hold on a jammy dodger, mate. I know we are already diminishing our status as a first world nation, but we want to take the cheap second thought design and turn it into a bullpup while tweaking the ergonomics into a package the design was never intended for. What? And so the L85 was born. Nicknamed the Civil Servant by the UK Infantry for the rifle's characteristics of not working and being extremely hard to get rid of. The results were so bad that the UK government hired H&K. For those of you who don't know, H&K is one of the most renowned gun manufacturers on the planet based in Germany. They hired them to somehow make a functional rifle out of this mess. And it went a little bit like this. Hello, bruv. Can you turn this rifle and make it functional? Dude, this is honestly the worst rifle I've ever seen. I don't even know if I can call it that. You'd honestly be better off replacing this. It would probably be cheaper and more practical for your government to— Shh! I give you money. Through the magic of German engineering, HK managed to turn this monstrosity into a semi-functional rifle. While they proved their craftsmanship by making the gun usable, they couldn't change the fact that the now L85A2 was a terribly designed rifle from the get-go. The right-sided reciprocating charging handle is right by your face, making it extremely uncomfortable to fire. The firing mechanism is right by your ear, ouch, and the poor ergonomics make for slow reloads. This is easily one of the worst fighting rifles ever manufactured in the history of guns. Like, I know those terribly voice-acted skits were supposed to be a joke, but honestly, what the fuck happened in those meeting rooms for us to get something? At the very least, UK infantrymen aren't completely helpless, as recently they have adopted the Glock 17, aka the most reliable handgun on the market.
Why you boring me? I'm right.
Okay, let's clear something up. I'm tired of people not liking the Glock because it's plain looking. In a game, a gun is good for its damage, ADS, and reload speed. In real life, damage is dependent on the round, not the gun, and handling is dependent on your own skill. A gun is good in real life if it shoots when you pull the trigger. If it fires when you don't touch the trigger, it's shit. If it fails to fire when you pull the trigger, it's shit. Let's take the 1911 for example. It's a popular pick in games because of its sleek appearance and high damage. In real life, the only people who would seriously rock the 1911 are old men who really don't know their stuff about guns. At the range, you can use whatever you want because you're not putting your gun through harsh conditions. But for our dear UK infantrymen who expose their guns regularly to dust, dirt, mud, and water, if you tried to bring a 1911 into a serious scenario like that, it would go something like this. I'm gonna use my Colt 45. You don't need more 7 rounds. Come on. This is supposed to be impossible. Clean self, never jams, because clean self, Colt 45. There we go. Now this probably sums up the experience that the British soldiers have with their Enfields. I feel that they are lucky to have their Glocks because with such a shit rifle, it's important to have a pistol that you can actually trust your life to. That being said, you can't go onto the modern day battlefield with large expanses and most firefights happening at around 600 meters away and rely on a pistol. That is why, beyond 50 meters, the UK infantry loadout is a joke. The worst part is, in a time where all the modern countries are adopting new rifles, including the United States for example, the UK is actually going forward with the L85A3. So even now, as we continue to modernize, rather than look for a new option or hell, go to an older, cheaper gun that happens to actually be functional, they stick with this rifle. It's almost as if they want to have a shit gun. It's just nonsensical stubbornness at this point. And the funny thing is, you never see the Enfield betrayed in pop culture media in the hands of the British. It's always either their older SLRs or the G36 when they want to look more modern in films. Seriously, watch any movie where the UK military is depicted. Shaun of the Dead comes to mind, but then also the Modern Warfare series where you play as SAS members. British soldiers, yes, special forces, but still British. They never touch the Enfield. It's always either the SLR or the G36. Most of the time in contemporary films it's the G36, but it's like, why? It's like it's not even an appealing rifle to appear in video games. There's better looking bullpups like the AUG, the FAMAS, the Tavor. Like, I don't get it. Why do they persist with this? If any of you guys down in the comments below have served in the British military, think I'm wrong, or have an explanation as to why the British military still uses this gun, please let me know. But seriously, whenever you go to watch a movie and the British, or play a game, and the British military are portrayed, take the time to notice they're never shown holding the Enfield. It's because the UK military loadout is a total joke. Alright guys, that's it for me. Hope you all are staying safe in this crazy, crazy world. This has been Pliskin, over and out.